You can see on screen there it says Revezy versus Toxiic rank games. But we don't have time to cast all of them. So let me just very quickly count. 18 games between these two players in the last 1 week. 1 week. They've played 18 times. So that is pretty ridiculous. But yeah, after these 18 games, Revezy got rank 1. He was literally rank 1 because he farmed the living daylights out of Toxiic, and Toxic's down to like 30th or something. He was top 10, and now I'll check where he is now. Yeah, he's 30, exactly 30. But yeah, he went over 200 points gained in a week, which is bizarre. It's crazy. And mostly because of this matchup really going heavily in his favor. Let's take a look at the matchup. Let's figure out what is going on here. What's going wrong for Toxiic and what's going right for Revezy in this one. Because there has to be a bit of both there in order for a matchup to go this far in one person's favor. Quick question for you, Twitch chat. How's the game sound? Because I know we did have a couple people complaining the last time, so just the start of this, spam some ones in chat if you think the game sounds fine. Now we've got Revezy in the orange here. Well, he's a pink car, but he's the orange team. Toxiic in the blue, and already Revezy's got an open next. Toxic's completely all in on a failed flick. Not an ideal start for him. But remember, this is the start of their session. Or this is at the very start of the journey between the two players. I believe at this time... Oh, what a shot. Oh my goodness, that's disgusting from Revezy. Absolutely slammed it in the top shelf. Like I was saying before, Revezy just broke the ball. This is before Revezy farmed Toxiic for all of his rank points. And wow, this shooting's going to cost Toxiic some problems. Real accurate shooting from Revezy. Great power on the shots as well. Already up by 3. Yeah, we're going to fast forward after we take a look at this game. We're going to go all the way to one of the more recent games between the two. Oh dear, Toxiic just can't catch a break here. I mean, this is greedy play. This is a bit risky to try and not flip into the ball there. Just trying to chip it around Revezy. Obviously, Revezy's going to drive into it because it's a safe challenge. So really, nothing going on there for Toxiic. He's just getting completely dominated in the first minute of this game. Hey, Kirby_Y, thanks for the 29-month prime, and also Stondal, thanks for the 3-month prime. Savage Sunny with 22-month prime. Sonu with 3-month prime. Dice554 with 16-month prime. And Exalted with the 15-month tier 1. J-Dog Knight with a 6-month prime as well. And Splice505 with the 31-month tier 1. If I've missed you, just let me know in the chat. Oh, I did miss some bits actually from Beardy Guts and Nipe Trox. So welcome all of you guys. Appreciate the support on the stream today. So Toxiic gets his first goal. Seems so far that his main offensive strategy is going to be the ball carry and the flick, which is not a terrible thing to be good at. Not a terrible thing to be good at. I got it right the first time. Pinch shot. Nonchalantly saved. And Revezy follows through with a demo as well. Revezy's patiently waiting for opportunities to strike. And this is another one. He's played for the boost advantage. And he's got it. Never all in this play, just always giving himself an exit route should something go wrong. But at this moment, Revezy is anticipating Toxiic to be pretty low on boost. He's giving him a way out though, and that's a risk that, oh my goodness, Revezy nearly gets punished for. That was not safe play. It didn't really fit the description of what he was doing before. That's a good question, Panda. What did Revezy climb from? And what did he climb to? So Revezy started off his 1 week climb to rank 1 at 1535 rating, and he peaked at 1781, I believe, in just over a week. But exactly a week after he departed the 1535 rating, he achieved 1735. So he got exactly 200 rating in a week of gameplay. He didn't play the whole week, obviously. But yeah, in the week, whenever he did play, climbed 200 and then a little bit more. Almost another 50 points in the next few days. So an incredible climb, and this matchup played a big part in it, although not the entire story. Revezy must have been beating other players as well, because beating Toxiic by the scorelines that he beat him, I believe that the overall record between these two was 16 wins to Revezy and 2 wins to Toxiic. somebody can do the math there, but I don't think that would account for a 240 point climb, because 16 for every win. Let's say that Revezy started off being lower rated than Toxic. Maybe he's getting 11 or points for a win there. Maybe 12 if he's very lucky. I doubt it though. It's probably something like 11. If there's around about 100 point difference between them. Maybe 12. Let's say 12 just to maximize what this could amount to. So if he gets 12 points at the start of this climb, and at some point he passes by Toxic, which he did by the way, he did surpass Toxic's rating, then he's going to start getting less than the average, which is I believe 8 or 9 points is average for a win. In an even matchup MMR wise, you're going to get 8 or 9. So yeah, probably he'd average 9 points a win against Toxic throughout this entire time. Something like that. Which is less, that's probably around about 150. Let's say that 150, 140 points overall he stole from Toxic here. Or took, I should say. That is there, you know, there's still another 100 points there that he had to have got from someone else. So yeah, Revezy definitely just turned it up a notch and really got himself in that conversation for rank 1 at the end of the season. The 3 players who were running for it until Revezy joined the race were Khaled, apparently Jack, and Daniel. Well, look at this, Toxic back in the game here, and it really didn't look like he had a lot figured out in this one. A minute in. Since that first minute of gameplay, he's scored 5 of the next 6 goals. So, not a bad comeback there for Toxic. He's got a good position for himself here as well. Yeah, Khaled is indeed 1800s. Unfortunately, none of the games from Khaled's 1800 climb are on ballchasing.com. And I got a message the other day. I think it was was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. It was either yesterday night or the night before. I forget which night it was. Khaled messaged me to tell me he got 1800 again, and that the games he'd played to get 1800 were against apparently Jack. And he also told me that the games were absolutely amazing. He's probably thinking at this point when he's telling me that the games are going to be on the database because Jack uploads a lot of his games automatically. And that's when I told him, Khaled, I don't think the games were on there. I think Jack must have turned off his auto-upload for scrims or something, didn't turn it back on. So unless Jack has those replays, we're never going to be able to watch the Khaled run to 1800 this season. So yeah, you guys have got to go tell Jack to upload those if he's got them. He can make a YouTube video. He's uploaded game. I'm sure he would as well, because even though Khaled's the one who came out on top that night, they go back and forth. You know, the last time that they played before that, I think Jack beat Khaled. Time before that, Khaled beat Jack. It's very, 50-50 back and forth between these two. And Jack is one of the players who's uploading to their YouTube regardless of whether or not they win or lose. He just uploads good games. So win or lose, he'd upload, I'm sure, if he's got them, if he manually saved them. So anyway, back into the present. Let me just get onto first person POV here so I can click between the two. We've again got Revezy in the orange and Toxic in the blue. Octane mirror match for this one. And this is at the end of the spree, so by now, in the last game that we saw, no points had really been farmed from Toxic at that stage. Revezy was only just getting started on his climb, and I'm sure Toxic realized just from playing a couple games against Revezy that he's definitely in form. But by now he knows it. He knows it because he's lost a whole pile of points to him. This is nearer the end of their recent rivalry, where Revezy's already getting close to rank 1, if not already rank 1. I don't know the exact rank he was at this. Who won game 1? Revezy won this, the first game here. I've already told people that these two played 18 games against each other. At least 18 in the database. Maybe they played more. I doubt it though, because Toxic auto-uploaded every single one that's on the database. They played 18 games. Toxic won the first one and the third one, and then Revezy won all the rest. I think was there another one at the end? There might have been another one at the end, actually. Toxic won. Maybe it's 15-3. I think it's 15-3. Win trading Kappa. Well, see, I didn't watch these replays before going live, but I'm confident that there was no win trading going on here for a couple of reasons. Number one, I looked at the time that these two were playing at, They were playing very late at night, so it's most likely they're the only high-rated players who are playing at that time, and that's why they kept queuing into each other. Number 2, they're on the EU server. Now, why would anybody who's doing win trading do it on the EU server? That's just a terrible idea. Like, obviously, if somebody was going to win trade points, they would do it on a dead server, so that you're guaranteed to run into the person you're win trading with. So yeah, there's no way that this is win trading. Revezy's just a legitimately very, very good player. When I made my top 10 1v1 players in the EU server recently, I did have Revezy in that top 10. I had him at number 8, right behind Dead Monster, Astral, Fairy Peak and Fahad. So he's very, very much up there. And Toxiic was a top 10 ones player at the start of this video. It's only because Revezy played so well and took all of his points that Toxic's rank has gone down. I'm sure if Toxiic keeps playing, he'll climb back up again, as long as he doesn't play against Revezy, who seems to have a pretty good match against him right now. But this is a clean game, very clean game by both players, very even back and forth, and that is an unbelievable save. Wow, Revezy tested to the limit, but how on earth are you supposed to get goals past him when he's playing this well in defense? That is just an unreal save. And of course he scored on the counter as well, because Toxiic was expecting that to be a guaranteed goal. He was completely all in for it. Revezy's just on another level at the moment. Now, he didn't read that downward bounce, but he reacted well to the bounce going on the inside of him. Revezy versus Jorias, who would win? I'd take Jorias over Revezy. One of the players I've highlighted recently that I'd love to see play Revezy again in competition is Fahad77, because in Goldmine, Fahad knocked out Revezy. He knocked him out, or rather he sent him to the lower bracket, where he was then knocked out by apparently Jack. Whereas in Saltmine 2, Revezy knocked out Fahad. Fahad was going by the name FY Ali77 at the time, and Revezy beating him was what eliminated him from the running to get into the main event. So they've got a nice little rivalry there, both having a really important win over each other, and I do have them extremely close in my own personal power rankings. I think a lot of people would. Both very, very good players. I'm impressed with Toxiic overall from what we've seen in these games. You know, he came back from 4 goals down in the first game that we saw, and now we're looking at him at the end of a huge, huge loss streak to Revezy, and he still looks very clean mechanically. It probably just is one of those matchups that Revezy's totally dominating mentally now. Because, I mean, if somebody's beaten you 15 times out of the last 18 matchups, you're not going to feel all that confident going into that rank match. If you've lost, I mean, you guys, do we have any Jesse stream viewers in chat? What a flick by Toxiic there. That's some power on that one. Type 1 if you're a Jesse stream viewer. You guys probably know how tilted a player looks when they lose 200 rank points or 150 rank points. Like, it's unbelievable levels of tilt. So, you know, he's playing quite well, all things considered. But Revezy's on another level here. Very clean gameplay from him. Hey, Big Envy Mike, your collection is pretty sick, man. Mike said contribute a sign. It'd be an honor to get you your first sign. I just don't sign profiles, man. If I sign yours, I have to sign other people's as well. That would be not the direction I wanted to take this I don't sign profiles thing, you know? It's just not a product. It's not something that I see value in for myself giving to people. But I did look at your collection because you sent it, and I was like, wow, okay, this is legit. Anybody wants to see the biggest profile collection, click on Big Envy Mike's profile. I think he's got a link to his Steam on his Twitch. Oh no. Oh, is that... Oh, it's off the post and back to Revezy. Oh, that's a heartbreak. He's just got no chance. That is such a heartbreaker. Toxiic did really well here at the end of the game, but he didn't think Revezy was just going to go straight for the ball. He was trying to bring it down. Revezy doesn't let him, and it just goes right back into the middle. Oh no. I mean, yeah, Toxiic would definitely be slamming the desk after this one, because he wins the kickoff. He just air dribble bumped the guy to make it a 1-goal game, wins the kickoff, But then Revezy just goes straight for the ball because he knows Toxic isn't going to go off the wall for this. He knows Toxic likes to dribble. There's only 5 seconds left. Revezy just got a brilliant read on Toxic here. He just predicted perfectly. Toxic's going to fake a wall shot, come back down, catch the ball and flick me. I'm not interested in that. I'm just going to go shoot. He misses though, but then Toxic thinks, oh great, I've got time to catch this boost, or grab this boost, then catch the ball, but it hits the post and back into the middle it goes. Pretty unfortunate ending to the game, and a pretty unfortunate run overall for Toxic. But that was one game at the start of their run, or the start of Revezy's run up to rank 1. And of course the unfortunate decline of Toxic as a result. And then the second game there was pretty close to the end. I can show you now the dates on them. So this is April 2nd. I think this was the second or the third game that these two played against each other. Let me just double check for you. Yeah, I can confirm. Toxic, he won the first game against Revezy and the third game against Revezy. And then Revezy won the second and fourth. Then, after Toxic went 2-1 in the matchup initially, he won 2 of the first 3 games. Revezy went on, let's count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 game winning streak. And then Toxic won the last game. So I guess in this losing streak, Toxic's just thinking, I'm going to beat him one time and then I'm going to quit. Because as soon as I beat him one time, at least I'll have the last win.